Hey guys, Stephanie here. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share. All right, so in the news, we have mad amount of stuff constantly telling us one thing and another. All right, well, all we've heard was all this bad stuff about hydrochloroquine for COVID 19. Now they're pushing this new medicine, Resavir. Okay, I'm just going to leave a few bits of information on this. It's connected to the Rothschilds. Dr. Fauci McGee himself connected, and her. If you follow the money to Gates and the Clinton Foundation and all these pharmaceutical reps and their Democratic ties and to oversee companies, it all links together. And it's so sick and sad too because the mainstream media runs with it. Like, the protest against the Michigan dictator herself. Well, you know what they just came out with the news? Because of those protests from those rifle carrying, flag holding citizens, they made it sound like we are fucking infiltrators of our own land. Like, well, they were carrying rifles and a flag, and God, they even had the Bible. I mean, that's how they report it. But the truth is, when law abiding citizens who mind their own business get told one day by the government whether they're considered essential or not, you're basically saying you're worth something, you are worthless. So you could have pumped $20,000, $10 million into a small business, and we're going to say because of this flu pandemic, China virus, it's from China, man-made bioweapon, Bill Gates, he's got the vaccine that they want to get you with. I mean, come on. It's like you're killing off the entire middle class, and the only ones that are open are big corporation, like big box, like Walmart and Target, HEB. So those are essential, but small business, like people who do other things, well, who gets to determine that? Because what's essential to some people is not considered essential to others. We all have different interests, we all have different things we purchase, and that's what makes us capitalists. That's what makes us the best country in the world. And this number one country in the world is turning into a complete socialist third world country over a narrative controlled completely by mainstream media. Like it's sickening when you see small business owners getting interviewed and they're like, "Well, aren't you afraid that because you opened your doors that you're going to make someone die?" It's like it's easy for you to say, like, you don't have to worry about your lights getting cut off or if you're going to feed your kids. You have 300 plus people a day in food bank lines all over this country. 25% of Americans right now are unemployed. Majority of people didn't have more than $400 saved to be able to purchase things to survive on. So you had a pandemic, you had overreach of government determine what's essential not. I mean, because I think it's funny as hell that I can get Botox and go to Taco Bell and Burger King and all this shit, you know, but to see a dentist or, I mean, they have like all these weird rules, right? Like, how can you say in some states that buying clothing or seeds are not essential, but head shops and buying rolling papers and CBD, that's essential? I mean, you can't do that. But just like the lotto is essential, right? See, if you look and you follow the money goes to what makes them money and what they get their big contracts off. Like all these pop up emergency hospitals that nobody attended. Here in Houston, $16 million dollars on that hospital. And then she wanted to mandate $1,000 fine for anybody who doesn't work. No, 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 no. Like, dude, There's a Constitution, Bill of Rights. People should have the right to say, this is my privately owned business. I have the right to come in here and service my customer within restrictions, you dirty ass mind people. But like, you know what I mean? But you have TV anchors, co-hosts, you have all these other people getting busted not abiding by these rules that they're preaching to us to follow. And you have people waking up to it, and then they go and storm the Capitol for their rights. And then you have the mainstream media say, oh, look, now look at them. Those Trump supporting, look at them with their rifles and their Bibles. And oh my God, they're talking about God. It's like, no, do you dumb shits not realize what's going on? Like, we are literally not only in like a technology war, it's like this is like modern day warfare where you have like two different classes. Say it's an ancient civilization, all right? There's some really bad things going on that majority of people wouldn't even begin to understand because they've been so dumbed down and brainwashed. Then there's people who are awake and enlightened and alert and like, wow, that's really sick stuff. But within those two classes, you have the people all around them that just aren't really up there. You know, they don't put two and two together. So you have like these different levels of consciousness to where certain people can see certain things that are going on and others can't. And I'm telling you right now, the ones that are evil totally underestimated how many of us are awake and enlightened. But then again, Fox cancels Diamond and Silk. What? Come on. Then you have like Officer Tatum. He's a YouTuber. He's getting his videos deleted. You have people on Twitter getting deleted. Like literally, we're just being thrown out. Like, bye. Like, it's a shitty feeling. You know, so for all those people out there on the left that want to talk about like freedom of the rights and equality and our feelings count. Well, I mean, you're about to realize that your feelings never mattered and they never counted. You were just there to be on the opposite side of this camera to talk shit about someone like me who has a different opinion. But you'll be silenced too. And I think that's what everybody forgot. We've all been fucking hoaxed one way or another. Everything's taken over pretty much. And I honestly, think that it's been a good fight. But shit, I can't even get to 500 subscribers. I've been doing this for a year. And they're going after people now that have like way huge voices. So I just think we all became too soft. We all became too afraid. We all became too weak. And then it's like, wow. Just for having a different opinion, you're cut off just like that. Threatened with lawsuits, all sorts of stuff like that. But it only works one way around. Like we got Hillary Clinton endorsing Joe Biden. I mean, are you kidding me, people? Seriously? And then you got majority of people at home collecting stimulus checks and all their credits, and they're making more money being on quarantine than working. So it's like, why would these people want to go back to work when they make more money being locked down on quarantine? Democrats, evil geniuses, dude. So they only had a portion of the country stuck on their welfare, but through a virus and a pandemic, they made sure that they lock-loaded another section. Created so many different problems that now there's emergency declarations to where the government can take over all the housing, private property, the agriculture, the farming, the dairy, everything. So yeah, this is a one world system we're going into. Because, I mean, think about it. We're at like 40 million unemployment right now. Imagine what it's going to be like in another couple weeks. You already have governors, mayors want to extend it another 30 days. People can't work. So what happens when they do decide to reopen it? They're going to be months behind on other bills. Where are they going to go? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You already have disruption in the food supply chains and all this other stuff. Then what? Then what? After you've locked everybody down and all this stuff is already happening on the side, what are you going to do with everybody once you decide to release them? Are they going to release them? I mean, think about it. We're going to do it in increments here and there. Why? Why just open it up, dude? You're already going to contact trace everybody via app on our phone, right? You're already monitoring us. You're watching us all the time. They've been monitoring our GPS this entire fucking lockdown. So then to act like they're going to give you the choice to download it on your phone. No, dude, we're all being forced to comply, whether you realize it or not. This is just the beginning, people. And it's like, I wish I would have just had at least 5 seconds to take other people a little more seriously that I thought were like, oh, that's crazy, that's conspiracy, or that's this. Because you know what? Now that I look at it, like the people I used to laugh about and think that were crazy and conspiracy, well, shit, dude, they're prepared. And another thing, like how everybody said UFOs, they're crazy. You just had them release documents stating that, yeah, these are real UFOs. So Project Bluebeam, is that going to be the next thing? I mean, it's like every day there's so many different things going on, you can't keep up. But it's a distraction. Just like you don't realize how many people are really suffering because the mainstream media is like, let's praise this person, praise that. First of all, if you're donating money and giving to charities, you shouldn't be like, oh, I'm so and so barbecue, or you have a small business or a franchise or any kind of business affiliation or a charity or a restaurant. Nothing. People who truly give from their hearts, they don't want recognition. They do it because they're just compassionate people. So all these celebrities and all these people donating money, they want to do it for attention. Either to stay relevant, it's a tax write-off, or so their fans don't get annoyed by how poor they're getting, but those people they worshipped and bought their merchandise are still eating really well. See what I'm saying? It's a mind fuck. So when you see a lot of these people, I'm going to donate, I'm going to do this. A lot of people, God says, don't do it to get something back. Do it because you honestly care. But I mean, when you think about it, there's not a lot of people out there that care anymore. It's all for selfishness, greed, it's gluttony, it's everything. It's just so goddamn disgusting. And I'll tell you myself, like, I think God has a sixth sense of humor, because it's like, I could have been down with a bad kind of world, like, 10, 15 years ago. And now I'm like, no, dude, my priorities are completely different. And that's what I don't think these younger generations understand. That, like, certain things feel and look a certain way right now, but until you get older and have responsibilities and you experienced a little bit of life, what you think you're voting for what's equal and fair for everyone, is honestly going to create your own death. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so I just wanted to say thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. Thank you to all my new subscribers, likes, comments, and shares. Tell me what you think. What do you think's coming next? That second wave? I think it'll happen right before school starts. They wouldn't be spending all this money into these school programs for nothing. What do you think is going to be the next huge, oh my God, before the election, so they can try to make sure they steal it from mail votes? Hit that like, subscribe, share. Bye.